Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else on YouTube. If you're interested in what decks and dice I'm using, that's going to be below. Besides that, though, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below, same information. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Why? You created something. It's good. Okay, there's a weird energy here where you created something. You called it into existence. And then it shows up and you're like, ah, crap. That's what I'm getting. We'll go deeper into this because I'm just like, it's kind of like, yeah, I want that. And it's like, then it shows up and you're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm a Pisces too, so in case it sounds a little facetious or something. What did you ask for? I don't know. I'm trying to get into the energy a little bit more, but I keep getting like, they're reminding me, like, how often have I done this where I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, let's like make that happen. And then it starts happening and I'm just like, I was wrong. Yeah, no. That's not going to be the way for you. I think this is one of those things where you want something and you're bringing it in. And when it does show up, I almost feel like there's a lot of pressure, like, uh-oh, now I got to make it work. It's kind of like, uh-oh, now I got to do this. It almost reminds me of a little bit of stage fright coming in, because what you want, I keep getting that you did create this. This is something you wanted, you called it into existence. I want this in my life. And I feel like, as a Pisces, I'm going to also say, we kind of ebb and flow. I feel like, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but our confidence level, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. It just kind of, it's not, I don't really feel like it has a faithful rhythm. It's just sometimes you got more confidence, sometimes you don't. I feel like that's normal, but I also feel like sometimes Pisces can go a little bit to the extremes on that sometimes. It depends. But when you wanted this, when you were trying to make this happen, or when you were calling this into existence, you had all the confidence in the world that this could be good for you. And it's kind of like, that's one of the things here. They're like, try to remember that. Try to get back to that moment in your mind, remembering why you wanted this, remembering how good it felt, and how it seemed like the right thing to do. It is coming in. It does feel like it's stage fright, this first thing. Because I think part of it is, it's just kind of like, boom, it's there. It reminds me of like, you know, putting all the work into like a very big presentation or a song or whatever you got. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we have an opportunity if you want to, you know, do this publicly. And you're like, actually, I do. Great. It's in an hour. And you're like, what? Yeah, it's in an hour. Come on. And it's like, and it feels like, well, I can't really, it's like these moments don't really come just out of nowhere. It's almost like if it was a song, it's kind of like, yeah, this big artist needs somebody to fill in for them, or this big artist needs somebody to open for them, and the opening app can't do it right now. So if you want it, this can be your moment. So I just feel like I don't have the luxury to really pass it up and expect it to come back. That might be another reason the Ten of Swords is here. Stage fright, but also kind of like, I feel like if I'm going to do this, I almost feel like I feel that pressure. It doesn't mean that it's actually how it is, but it may feel like I either do it now or I don't do it. Whew, there's a lot. There's good cards here. Like, you do have what it takes. You got the passion, you got the need. You have what it takes. You have, like, you've already put in a lot of effort to this. The backing is there. I feel like the backing is there. It's just, I think it freaks you out because it comes in really fast. The Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands together plus that 10 of Wands backing it up. That's the 10 of Swords, excuse me. Whew, freaking me out. Freaking me out is what I keep getting. I do also see you acknowledging, like, oh, no, I do want this. I definitely do want this. I feel like there's a lot of nerves with this, so I'm just trying to kind of get that together. Whatever this is, and it could be romance, it doesn't have to be, but the reason I'm saying that, because literally we've got this card going up there, so that card's there, the romance card. Could be something like that, like finding the person or having that nerve moment. Is it going to go off without a hitch? No. Is it going to be, like, if I'm looking at this like a test score, and I think when I was growing up, 65 was passing, you know what I mean? And then you could get sometimes extra credit, so 105 was like A+, I want to say. This is going to be like a B-, like 80, 81, 79 to 81 on this test. Are you passing? Yes. Are you happy with the grade? It might be one of those things where you know you can hit the A+ and you did a B-, and it's kind of like, yeah, but I can do an A+, and I got a B-. And it might drive you nuts that way. Be careful in this moment to not let perfectionism overcome you, or it reminds me, I've done this to myself, not in a long time, but where you go back and you look, and you do something, especially if it's public, and you just keep replaying what you feel went wrong, and you accentuate that so much that you start to create a bad memory out of a good moment, if that makes sense. Like, it really wasn't that bad, but you accentuate it so much that you keep creating more anxiety, and you're like, no, I screwed that up, I totally destroyed that moment. And then if you're fortunate enough, somebody else has a video of it and you can see it playing back, and you're like, you know what, that's not really that bad, but the way I was feeling about it, I thought it was a lot worse than it was. Actually, I could see where I was doing better at the time, and in the process of what I was learning, that is actually a lot better than what I started out doing. So it's almost like having that moment where you can kind of hopefully look at it objectively. Was the moment perfect? No, but remembering what did go well and not letting yourself, beat yourself up about things that weren't perfect. Is it still good to improve? Yeah, improvement is fine. That's okay. As long as you have that objective point, in the sense of, like, most of this went well. Most of this went correct. There are some snags here. Wasn't my A+ moment, but still, it was very good. And you know what? I can do better at these things. I already know I can do that. It's a work in progress, and that's okay. Pisces tend to be more art-aligned too, by the way. Which, when I say art-aligned, in my opinion, art is not perfect every time. It ebbs and flows. There's sometimes you do really good things. Sometimes it just doesn't hit the mark. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just doesn't hit the mark, if that makes sense. Like, it's not bad. It's just like, that's not exactly what I was going for, but it wasn't bad. So it's kind of like the art, and to me, that's how art goes, to me. So it doesn't mean you have to agree with that, obviously. This moment does not stop here, but it could get in your way if you're not careful. I don't know what I just got in my eye, but something just got in my eye. It does not stop here. The situation ebbs and flows. There's going to be moments that are really good and moments that are kind of like mediocre. It just seems to be how this fluctuates. It's just like really good, mediocre, really good, mediocre. The thing is to not over-accentuate the mediocre as if it was bad. Be careful of that. Because it's just, this moment will probably lead into the next moment. And the next moment is more energy. The next moment might be a high point. The way this is coming in, it looks like it's going to be a high point. It's ironic that this is a point of concern. So sorry, there's something in my eye. The reason this is a point of concern is that if you make this the benchmark and you expect this every time you do this, they're saying that's not reality. That's not how this is going to go. Because you're going to have a really good moment here. This is going to be a really good moment. And we want to enjoy it. We're not trying to negate that. You do want to enjoy it. That's great. But it's being realistic about it. Not going, see, this is how awesome I am. And I just got to be awesome like this all the time. You are awesome. There's no question about that. But there's going to be an ebb and flow. I feel like that's why we keep going back and forth in that. It's more looking at it in the moment, at the timing, how it plays out, and realize, hey, this one went the way I wanted it to. Judgment in my favor. But also kind of like looking at yourself in an honest way. I put in the work. I get out what I can. But you know what? Not every day is going to be my best day. Not every day will be my best day. I'm hoping for more good days than bad days, but it's going to ebb and flow. And it's having that moment kind of like, it's good today. I'm enjoying it today. Today was a wonderful thing. It doesn't mean anything for tomorrow other than I'm going to try again another time. But it's not like this. It's not like I have to have this level of interaction every time or I lose value. It's just kind of having that inner objectivity, kind of going, yes, today was great, and I like to celebrate that, and I think I should celebrate that. But if the next time I do this, it's not as good, that does not change my value. That does not make it like, oh, I let people down. That just means there's an ebb and flow to this. Especially, again, I think of Pisces as more artistically minded, and there's an ebb and flow. It's like really good, mediocre, really good, mediocre. And it's not like a pattern, but it just kind of goes up and down a little bit. That's kind of how that's how really famous art, I believe, works. It goes through its moments where it's not the best, and then it comes back and it's really great. Nobody is great all the time. I feel like with social media and people picking and choosing what they share, it may seem like some people are great all the time, but that's not what they're producing all the time. And sometimes I've noticed, I don't know what this sounds like, but this is people, they are very talented. They're very, very technical oriented, but sometimes they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. You maybe get 10 to 15% of what they're doing, and one of the reasons you're always seeing the good stuff is because they're bouncing off other people that they trust to tell them what's really good and what's really not. So the reason they look like they're great all the time is because most of the work that they do, you're not seeing, for one. But also, somebody else or maybe a couple other people are giving their opinions whether they think it's good enough quality or not. So it always looks like their highest mark is going out there. That's the people who create art. Just saying. Success is here. To keep yourself grounded makes a big difference. It's to realize that's the natural ebb and flow of this, right? The Wheel of Fortune's here. It's going to be mediocre to good, mediocre to good, mediocre to great. Once in a while, it might dip down here into the unfavorable. Once in a great while, but it's not. It's the point is to not let that ground you. Going, well, sometimes those moments happen. Not that you're going to be that emotionally disconnected the way I just said it, but you know what I mean. It's when you're in that moment, it's like, oh God, this is horrible. Reminding yourself this is not going to last forever. It'll come back up. You just got to kind of write it out and remind yourself it will go back up, and I'm centered on coming back up. Whatever this is coming in, it has an ebb and flow. Most of it will be up here in the happy part, but it won't always be. And it's, as long as you're honest with yourself and you have that in your head, like it's not always going to be sunshine rainbows. It's going to have its moments, but those moments are going to create depth. Those moments are going to help me hone in what I really want here and help me readjust what's going on around me to make sure I have an honest connection with it. And you can have a beautiful thing here. Overall, this is success, but this is honest success. I hope this doesn't sound like I'm on a soapbox about this, but I don't care whose life you're looking at on this planet. Nobody has this sunshine rainbows life. Nobody has this moment from the day they start this life until the day they end where everything is just perfect sunshine rainbows. It's just not real. People have their struggles. People have their challenges. Everybody does. I don't care how perfect they seem. I don't care how perfect they try to make it look. You know what I mean? Everybody has their challenges. It's just being honest with yourself about that, realizing you're just trying just as hard as everybody else and letting your successes pull you forward and enjoying those successes as long as they last. And when you have those little low moments, not letting those define you, but going, all right, this is where this is. I got to handle this, but I will return to the upside. I will have these beautiful moments again. That is like the honest success of whatever this is. So hopefully this is setting you up to not only enjoy the success, but to see it in the right context to where this is a longevity thing throughout the rest of your life. There is the side thing that I've been kind of ignoring that I know I shouldn't be. This situation does have the potential to where you get into something, you have this high moment, And then it becomes so hard for you to try to achieve this high moment again that you just kind of walk away from it because it becomes overwhelming and you just feel like you can never hit that mark again. You can never be that is that impressive or that good again. You could end up self-defeating if you're not careful. So hopefully this came across the right way. I didn't want to like make it too negative like that, but there is the chance here. If expectations are not realistic, you could end up blocking yourself and shutting something down before you really have a chance to truly enjoy it. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.